What's up, YouTube? It's Nooch the Console Samurai, and I've been trying very hard to get the PS4 version of the Evolve Big Alpha to work, and unfortunately, it is not. Now, the reason why it's not working is simply because the game crashes over and over and over. One time I did get lucky. I actually managed to brave the crashes, brave the 25-minute matchmaking time, just to get into a match that we'd have finished before the game crashed on me yet again. So, needless to say, I am not impressed with the PS4 version of Evolve so far. Now, I did actually say I was going to make a comparison video of the Xbox One versus the PS4 version. I did make a Xbox One version video because that alpha actually was not delayed. That was up from Thursday. Excuse me. That was up from Thursday. But I will link that down below in case you'd like to see that. But I will try not to repeat myself too much from the Xbox video. Playing on the Xbox One, I was met with very long wait times, somewhere between half hour to an hour and a half in one instance that I waited. And I'll be honest, I was playing on my phone while I waited because I'm not going to sit and stare at my television watching a loading screen. So, after I braved the long wait times on the Xbox One, I actually got in and I got to play. And you set your preference based on which role you want to play. And it doesn't seem to care. The game doesn't care what you want to play. The game wants you to play what it wants you to play, and it's going to disregard your two choices because it did. My number one choice, like most other players, was the monster. So I understand why it was difficult to get that. But it also disregarded the fact that my number one was, I believe it was it was Assault. My number one was Assault. My number two was the Trapper. Number three was the Medic, and number 4 or 5 was the Support, which I guess would be like the tank role. It never, only one time out of the 5 or 6 times that I actually got in yesterday, because I really did spend a lot of time waiting for this. Out of the few times that I actually got in, most of the time it was as the Trapper, which was not bad. It's not a bad role. It's just it's not as useful as they make it out to seem. They make it seem like this is the one. You put these down, you trap the monster, it makes it easy for everybody else. Which is true, as long as you are right on the monster. Then you can trap it. Other than that, you have to get lucky, or you have to set up a trap somewhere in the only one place you know the monster is ever going to go. So that's kind of limited. But the settings actually are pretty cool. They do look really good. You play the game in a jungle-like setting where there's a lot of random enemies just wandering around. If you get too close, they will attack you. And that's separate from the main monster you're there to hunt. So you kill these other things, you get a little bit of experience points. Well, not really experience points, but kind of. It's a little bit of an RPG thrown in, but it's mostly first-person shooter in the jungle setting where you're hunting down a monster that is played by a 5th player in your group. And in our case, it did rotate through. I ended up being the Trapper far more often than anything else. And it is a fun game. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this game is terrible and it's not worth playing. It is a fun game. But if it's going to be worth the $60 that I'm sure they're going to charge for it, they're going to need to put more in. They're going to need to do more tweaks. They're going to need to get that server issue fixed because you don't want to spend 45 minutes waiting to get in and play a 5-minute round or 6-minute round or whatever it's going to be. You don't want to do that. That's not fun for anybody. So that's the basic rundown of the game. I mean, I didn't really get as much time in the game itself as I would have liked due to all the server delays and the game crashing over and over and over. And with all these issues, I have to say, once you get in, it's a fun game to pass the time. But you're not going to have an easy time getting in. So, I'm going to have to say, based on this alpha, this game fails. This game is not worth playing. Now, it's just an alpha, and I'm sure they're going to do plenty of tweaks and plenty of improvements between now and the actual release date. But for right now, I have no intention of picking this up because it's too broken right now. But again, it's just an alpha. So, tell me what you think. If you're one of the people who played the alpha, let me know what you think down below. Did you have better luck than I did with either of these systems? Did you have good luck with the PC version? Did you think that it actually was an amazing game? Let me know in the comments down below. Once again, I am the Console Samurai, and I'll see you around.